from the Holy Gospel according to St. Luke. Jesus looked up and saw the rich putting their gifts into the treasury. And he saw a poor widow put in 2 copper coins. And he said, "Truly I tell you, this poor widow has put in more than all of them, for they all contributed out of their abundance. But she, out of her own poverty, put in all the living that she had." The Gospel of the Lord.
Praise to God, Jesus Christ.
My dear brothers and sisters, the first reading is talking about 144,000 people who were spotless, which means they are the people of God, stamped with the covenant, and they are the obedient people who really followed God in all the statutes that God had given to them. Now the first reading talks about 144. Why 144? Is mainly because this is the generation of 12 tribes, and you divide 144,000 into 12, then you will come to know how many generations that he's talking about. But this is just to say that these are the 12 tribes of Israel coming from Jacob, the father of the 12 tribes. And so, my dear brothers and sisters, it says that whole community of Israel is saved because they have one covenant and they follow the statutes. Now, the second reading speaks about a poor woman who also tries to put something in the treasury. And Jesus says she has put more than the rich people had put. Now, this is something amazing for people. See, each one's eyes are different. We see things from our own eyes, but we sometimes fail to see from the eyes of Jesus. And so here Jesus sees this woman is putting only 2 copper coins, but she's put out of her own abundance. Everything that she has, she puts in. Now this is a sign of renunciation. Now imagine if she has put 2 coins, that means Jesus has put more, or rather everything, because he left his heaven and he came down and became the poorest of poor. So the practice of poverty has started from him. Now why he talks about this is mainly because when you renounce everything, then you rely on the help of God, that God will take care of you. Now this is the sign that she believes in God rather than money. And this is what Jesus wants to teach. And so all of us must understand why Jesus is giving this particular example and why this particular evangelist Luke depicts that. Now Luke is talking to the poor people of Greece because he's writing to the Greeks. Now there were a lot of these servants or so-called slaves who were poor. So Jesus appreciates them, and Luke wants to tell them that God is God of the poor. And that is how the image of St. Luke states that this is the gospel of the poor. Now, my dear brothers and sisters, we have seen in the history of the church, especially the Church of Jesus, Right from the beginning, if you see the history, so many people sold their properties and gave it to the poor. The lives of so many saints will tell us that they have sold their property and gave everything to the poor and distributed among themselves. And it's also stated in the Acts of the Apostle, you see, chapter 4. And you will come to know that this is the community where everybody is taken care of. Now the poor feel that it's only whatever I have, I must give it to God or give it to the poor. And that is what Jesus is trying to focus. Let us ask God to give us that insight into our own minds and hearts, that we do not depend on money, but always on the providence of God. It is God who provides, and God will give us, and we will have to do things according to God's plan in our own lives.